Greetings, we come in peace, and here I welcome you to our mothership, the 2023 Hyundai Staria in the top-of-the-line Premium Plus 7-seater trim. Today, let's take a look at this spaceship right here and also give it a review. First, a fun fact. So the Hyundai Staria is actually the successor to the Hyundai Staria, which we all know and love. But just taking a look at this van right here from the outside, you know Hyundai has really come a long way. Gone is the old boxy design, and what you have here is a very futuristic or ultra-modern, as what Hyundai actually means, and it just simply looks stunning. This top-of-the-line's Premium Plus trim gets a lot of these tinted bronze on the grille, or as I like to call it, rose gold. You also have a light bar that just makes it look like a spaceship or even a UFO. Do take note though that the center part of this light bar only lights up if you turn on your lights or your park lights. So with that turned off in the daytime, well, you're only gonna have the side DRLs lighting up. Down below, you also get pretty big LED headlamps, and here at the center you have your radar for your advanced driver assistance systems. On the side of this area, I really love how everything is oversized, and it's not just the panels right here. The windows are all oversized as well. You get some of that rose gold right here by your wing mirrors. You get more of them on your door handles, on your rims, a little bit more of that rose gold, and you also get them in 18 inches. Hyundai could have stopped with the rear windshield by putting it right here, but they decided to extend it further down below just to cover the Staria name, and it turned out really well. Even your Hyundai badge right here gets more of that rose gold. Up top, you have a spoiler effect, two-tone as well, and your lights are these parametric pixel LED tail lamps that reminds you so much of arcade games, a very retro look right here. Now, if you look down below as well, there's a little bit more rose gold on that bumper garnish. Now, this very massive tailgate right here is also power operated. Don't worry about not fitting it inside your garage, because you can also set the memory, the height of it. And right here, you're gonna see that with these third row seats all the way back, well, you don't have any space, but not to worry, you can still fold these down to give you a flat loading bed, or you can also pull this right handle right here to fold up the seat bed. That way you can kind of just slide the seat forward for extra more cargo room. But just in case you don't want to do any of that too, not to worry as well, you can compromise a little bit on the space for the third row passengers, but just by grabbing this bigger handle on the left and sliding this forward just like that. Now you have enough space for a couple of luggages. But just because this spaceship right here looks like a spaceship, don't worry about the fuel that you're gonna need. You don't need any futuristic things right here. This runs on pure diesel alone. You have a 2.2-liter turbocharged diesel engine, making 177 horsepower and 430 Newton meters of torque. Not the most powerful car out there, I know, but this has more than enough torque to propel this ginormous spaceship decently. I mean, it keeps up. Anyway, watch out for the driving segment later on. We'll show you about the power and how this car drives. Transmission, you get 8 speeds, and inside the city, you can do around 7 kilometers per liter. On the highway, you are looking at 16.8 kilometers per liter. Very auspicious, 168. Power is sent to all 4 wheels, courtesy of an all-wheel drive system. Now we check out the front of the Hyundai Staria, and we check the door first. It sounds pretty good. The doors are pretty big, and they also sound pretty good. I love that. Now, inside here, well, first of all, your dashboard is just ginormous. There's just so much space right here in front. The issue with it, it's a little bit, well, plasticky, but don't worry, even if you knock on these, they feel very durable. And after all, it's a van. You don't really need the most premium materials out there. But just because it's plasticky doesn't mean it's not practical. So you get one cubby right here, right in front of you. You get another cubby by the center. You still do get your glove box, but it is incredibly tiny. Way more cubbies down here by the middle. You even get a cup holder right here that pops out. You get 2 more cup holders by the center, which, let's take the bottle and just shove it in there. Very big as well. You can open up this center console. Huge space. You can even put a full-size woman's handbag. And if you want extra stuff, your door panel has way more storage spaces. And right here by the driver's side is another cup holder. So this car really is perfect for road trips. You have a digital instrument cluster with 3 configurable modes. So you have Eco, Sport, and Normal. And it looks pretty good. The graphics is pretty good. And it even comes with blind spot monitors built in right there on your speedometer. Move towards the middle, you have an 8-inch touchscreen, and it even comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it is so responsive. It even comes with a 360-degree view camera, and it is also so clear with guiding lines as well. Some things that a lot of manufacturers don't do anymore nowadays is give you physical buttons, but Hyundai has vowed to keep these buttons alive in the cars, and so you have everything right here well laid out and so easy to operate. You don't even need to take a look at them while driving to operate them, so that really does increase your safety. So you have cooled seats, you get heated seats, you have your auto hold function, you have your drive mode selection all here by the center. The steering wheel is also really easy to grip. I like the materials on it, and you also get paddle shifters. Since when did you find paddle shifters inside a van? You don't even get a shifter anymore in the Staria. It's all of this electronic buttons, very easy to use. Now the question is, where is your parking brake? Well, it's electronic parking brake, but where is it? Well, it's right here on the left side, which is kind of odd, but yeah, it kind of makes sense. You kind of get used to it pretty quickly. Also, you do get a wireless charging pad right here by the center, and 2 more USB-A ports by the bottom, as well as a 12-volt outlet. Now, in terms of safety, so you get your adaptive cruise control, you get your lane keep assist, you have your lane departure warning, you have your blind spot monitoring, and you also get like 6 airbags in this van. Amazing. You even get a sunroof up top. Also, the Staria is incredibly quiet because the front windows are double pane glass, just like luxury cars. Now, for the second row, the premier seats of the Hyundai Staria, the first thing I want to talk about is the ingress. Now, there's a built-in semi-stepboard right here, which elderly people will find especially useful, and you even have this grab handle right here. Now, let's close the door. It's power operated for both sides, and you got a couple of options for it. You can press a button right here by the B pillar, or you can also just, well, open your door handle. Just move your door handle, or alternatively, you can also ask your chauffeur to do it for you from the overhead console found in front. Anyway, the seats back here, I won't go into too much detail first. Catch it later on. Stay tuned. In the driving segment, we will show you more about these seats. But first, the non-power functions of it. So you can slide it forwards and backwards, and you can also move it side to side, depending on how close you want to be to the doors or, well, to the person beside you. Anyway, there's a lot of power functions right here. You have heated and cooled seats. You have a big sunroof up top. You get 4 of these air vents right here, and you can also access your AC switches up top. Now for your toys here at the back, well, you got a couple of it. First of all, you get power adjustments for this front seat, just in case your chauffeur is too lazy to do it for you. So you just press this button right here, and it will slide forward or even tilt forward. You have a map pocket with a built-in net by the middle, which is perfect for a mobile phone. You even have hooks on either seats. Now, down here by the center console, you have 2 ginormous cup holders. You can just stick your drinks in right there. And you also get 2 USB-A ports and a bigger cubby down below. For your sound system, you get a Bose surround sound premium audio system right here, and it sounds excellent. But my only small complaint is that it doesn't sound as good here at the second row or at the third row compared to the front seats. And since the Staria is catered towards those who want to be chauffeured around in, shouldn't they have focused on making the speakers better for the second row? Now here on the third row seats. Back here you get tons of space, and now I have these third row seats moved all the way forward, and I still have lots of space right here. Should I have this second row seat moved all the way back, I still have so much space right here. I have about this much of legroom. It is really good. And don't forget, you can still easily slide these seats all the way back, and then you pretty much have VIP seats once again. Now back here you do get a couple of toys. So you get the USB-A port right here by the side. You get 2 of these tiny cup holders, place to put your phone, the aforementioned sunshade on the side, and you can even open this window but just ever so slightly. But that's not just it. You even get ambient lighting right here, which you can change the color as well, just like the ambient lighting that you can find in the center console in the front row seats. One problem right here though, despite having this massive space right here, you don't get a single air vent here at the back. So if it's an especially sunny day, well, third row passengers are not going to be happy. Now we drive the Hyundai Staria Premium Plus, but don't worry, we will be doing a riding segment. I will be seated there at the back later on, and I'll tell you my impressions on it while being chauffeured around it. Anyway, driving the Hyundai Staria is like no other van out there. This van is just so easy to drive. It feels so light. You will not feel pissed just in case your chauffeur doesn't come in for the day or the week or the month, or if he decides to quit his job and you would have to drive your van by yourself. You would have to drive your Staria by yourself, because it truly is that good. You know, the 2.2 liter diesel engine right here, you'll think that, wow, 2.2 liters in a van this big, it can't be powerful, but it is. And now you couple that with an 8-speed transmission. It's so responsive, you can even use your paddle shifters. Whether or not you use your sport mode, there's just plenty of power on tap with very minimal lag. There's barely any turbo lag with this one. I love how Hyundai tuned the engine right here. Also, the steering is incredibly light, but it's not too light in the sense that you feel a little bit too disconnected with the outside world. This one, while you don't really feel where your wheels are, it still gives you some reassurance as you do corner this vehicle or as you push it over turns. Just be very careful because of the length of the wheelbase of this area. There is a high chance that you could curb your rear wheels. But just in case you're worried about curbing your wheels, well then don't worry, because remember those blind spot cameras which I told you about in your digital instrument cluster, which is also activated just by using your turn signals? Well, on the highway or when you're driving, they're so good that you don't really have to use your wing mirrors anymore. Not that you should do this, because that's technically unsafe, but yeah, it's that good. And second, even if you are stationary or at low speeds, it works as well. So as you turn a very tight corner and you're about to curb your wheels, just hit that turn signal indicator and that will show you where your rear tires are. Before we check out the rear seats, I also do want to talk about the advanced driver assistance systems inside the Staria. So this gets adaptive cruise control, which is excellent. It works well on the highway, even inside the city in crawling traffic. It also works perfectly. But the best part about it, for me at least, is the lane keeping assist. So, you know, in a lot of cars, like, lane keeping assist just kind of keeps you centered. It gets pretty annoying and honestly not too practical. But at least with the Staria, you don't really have to go very fast for it to work. Even in low speeds, the automatic steering correction works and it keeps you in the center of your lane. So driving this van right here will make sure you're never fatigued. Also, you know how a lot of vans get hit by crosswinds when a trailer truck moves beside you or overtakes you on the highway? Well, the lane centering assist or the lane keeping assist also helps mitigate those crosswind feelings of uneasiness. Now we talk about the best place to be inside a Hyundai Staria Premium Plus, and it's obviously the second row seats. You see, Hyundai calls these the premium relaxation seats, and at first I'd be like, okay, they're recliner seats and all that, they're powered and whatever, but no, that's not just it. You see, there's so much buttons right here on my side, so I can heat my seats, I can cool my seats, and they're not just like a hint of coolness. They will really cool down your bum even on a hot summer day. Now, those power functions right here, there's so much of it. You can control almost every single like way you want, but there's also that what looks like a lumbar button, and it'll automatically bring you to the most premium possible, the most relaxing possible seating position. So it goes all the way back. The seat also kind of tilts upwards to take gravity off of your body, to take pressure off your body, and you can even raise up this ottoman of yours even further. Now, that's not the only thing that's premium about this. You see, I can also tell my chauffeur to please open the sunroof for me, and I get my very own massive sunroof here at the back. It is a shame though that I don't have my own controls for the sunroof, so I do have to ask my driver for it, or my chauffeur. Now, another problem I've seen here is a missed opportunity from Hyundai. So they call this car the Hyundai Staria, but they call the smaller version without the sunroof the Hyundai Stargazer. But as I'm seated right here in my premium relaxation seats, I can easily just gaze at the stars up here. So yeah, that is totally a missed opportunity. Some other things back here include this very massive sunshade, and in case that's not enough, I can also close a sunshade here at the third row. But yeah, ergonomic issues right here, so I can't really put that up by myself. And just in case I want to access my cup holder for my drinks, well, it's pretty far forward, so you really have to give your ab a solid workout just to do that. Now for the ride of the Staria, it's definitely not as cushy as what you would get with a Toyota Hiace. It's a little bit on the slightly firm side, but I will liken the riding experience right here to a business class seat on a modern cabin. Let's say Singapore Airlines business class cabin. It's a little bit more ergonomic. The seats, they feel a lot more modern. You get a lot of tech right here. Meanwhile, what you get in a Toyota Hiace, for example, is more like a Japan Airlines business class seat, a more traditional feel of things. So in that one, you don't really feel like you're in an airplane or in a car. You feel more like you're in a couch at home. But for this one, you know you're in a car, but you know you got the great seats in that car. Also, one of my favorite features right here are these like butterfly headrests. In some of its competitors, they're a little bit too far outwards, but for this one, it's perfect. It just cradles your head and makes you fall asleep with ease. Sorry, I just woke up from how comfortable the Hyundai Staria Premium Plus is. But now you've seen that it's a good car, it's a very comfortable car, it's a car that you can be chauffeured around in, you can also drive it by yourself should your chauffeur not come for the day. But what about pricing? Now the Hyundai Staria in this Premium Plus trim costs 2,930,000 pesos. If you compare that to some of its competitors, it's actually an amazing deal. But there's a slight problem right here. You see, our sources from Hyundai Philippines says that there is a backlog for this vehicle right here. In fact, there's one dealer with 600 plus orders. So you really do have to get in line to get this Staria right here. But for a good reason. I think that at its price point and for what it can give you, this van or this spaceship right here is simply unbeatable.